If you're looking for books that you can read that are not spicy and also have Christian faith in them, these are my recommendations for you. I've got 5 books that I would 100% stand behind that have really strong Christian faith content, zero spice, but lots of really cute romance. First up is My Stubborn Heart by Becky Wade. This is a standalone, and this is for those single girls and like a good sports romance and just some really witty, funny characters. So this follows Kate. She is a social worker, but she takes some months off to help her grandma renovate this new house. And the guy that they hired to renovate is an ex-hockey player, and he has a lot of baggage and scars, and Kate feels like she wants to kind of break down his walls and help him heal and help him find Jesus again. And she does slowly do that, and you follow that story. It's definitely their romance, but it's not as straightforward as you would think. There are a lot of deep issues of grief and trust and forgiveness in this book, and I just think that it's so beautifully written. It's also just very sweet. If you miss the chemistry that you see in those spicy books, this has chemistry. It's really good, but it's just not overly sexual, which I appreciate. Next up is All That Really Matters by Nicole Deese. This is the start of a duology, but they can be read as standalones. And in this one, you do follow a beauty influencer, and she is trying to expand her portfolio. And so she does start to volunteer at a youth house, and she has to communicate to the main guy that's like overseeing it. It is Christian based, so she is kind of a Christian, but she doesn't really live it out. Her brother is a pastor, and this guy that she meets is friends with her brother, so it is brother's friend trope. But what this book explores is really separating your value and worth out of what you look like and kind of what your resume has on it, and more so your innate value that God has placed in you because you're created in his image, who you are as a person, and just your personhood is what gives you value, not what you look like, not anything on the outside. So I just loved that message. I think it's really strong, especially for women and girls. And the romance is so fun. It's definitely kind of a resistance romance because this guy is very skeptical of her, but they do end up falling in love. And again, the message and the faith content is what stands out. And I think if you miss the real life of maybe what spicy romance shows, this has real life. This has the tough topics. It definitely doesn't tread lightly on the different abuse and just things that teens go through when they are struggling with where they're living and being homeless. So I think it's just a really strong book that I think you would like. Next is Then There Was You by Kara Isaac. This is a self-published book, so you can find it on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if you can get it from a library though. The first 2 books you could probably find through a library because they were traditionally published, but they are also on Kindle Unlimited though, so go check that out. But for Then There Was You, this book is set in Australia, which is really fun, but it is so good because you follow this girl who definitely has some church hurt in her past. And that just means that there was people at her previous church that made her question, how can Christians behave this way? Why would I go to church if this is what it's like? And she wants to just get away from her place. She's actually from the US, and she moves to Australia for the summer just to have a fresh start. And she ends up getting a job at a mega church, of course, as things would have it. And she ends up having to kind of be this executive assistant to the pastors and their son. So there's a pastor couple and they have a son. The son is the lead worship leader, and he also heads the worship band that the church has that's going to start traveling and being famous and all the things similar to Hillsong United. If you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to see real trauma that students that people have to work through, why did I say students? But also just very funny, the way that these characters banter off each other is so funny, and it's kind of fun to be in the Australia setting and you get to see things that aren't familiar to me. And I definitely appreciated the perspective of a mega church, and they're not all bad and not all pastors have some huge ego that they can't control. I just really liked it, and I would say that it is a great place to go if you don't want to read spicy, but you want to read witty, funny banter, connection, chemistry, see that strong faith content. This has it. Okay, next up, I love this book so much. It's My Foolish Heart by Susan May Warren. So I previously mentioned My Stubborn Heart. There's also My Foolish Heart, and both of these are 5 stars. Absolutely love these books. This is technically in like a companion series, but they're all completely standalone. So this is my favorite book from the series, and I haven't even read all the rest of the books, but it's a Deep Haven novel technically. But this is the strongest book because of the themes in it. If you want to connect with a character over anxiety, agoraphobia, trauma, grief, this book has all of that. You follow this girl who has agoraphobia. She was in a very traumatic car accident, so trigger warning there. And she survived, but she has anxiety from it and she can barely leave her house. So what she does to earn money is she actually runs a radio show, and it's about dating advice, which is funny because she obviously doesn't date, and she calls it My Foolish Heart, is like the podcast radio. A man moves next door to her, and he is trying to be the coach of, I think, the football team in this town. But he has his own secrets and trauma as well, and he ends up coming across her and stuff happens from there. But like I said, there is definitely grief, PTSD, trauma, beautiful depiction of God's love and healing for these characters, and how he is the one that washes us clean. He is the one that shepherds us. We don't have to go this life alone. He is here with us. And that was such a strong message for me. And just that his love is so powerful. So this book is amazing, highly recommend. Okay, and lastly, if you feel like the spicy books that you've read, the plots were so good, like where's the story? Is Christian romance all super cheesy and dumb? No, it's not all cheesy and dumb. Some of it is, okay? But this one is not. And I'm recommending this book, Autumn by the Sea by Melissa Tagg, because it is a trilogy and it does have one kind of mystery thread weaving through the whole 3 books, but each book is kind of a standalone. You follow semi-different main characters that are all connected, but the plot, like even me just describing that, the plot of all 3 books, they all definitely stand alone. They have strong plots themselves, but the overarching plot that she put in these books, so incredible, so high quality. Like if you want to be invested in a story, this is the trilogy you should read. It has strong faith content, romance, witty banter, funny moments, and mystery. And such interesting family dynamics. It was so unique. I think this is a very unique Christian fiction, and I just highly recommend it for the plot itself. And if you aren't a huge fan of romance, like I wouldn't say that the romance overtakes the story. In this one, it's pretty good, I will say. And there's definitely romance in all 3, but I do think that it's balanced well with all of the family drama going on and the mystery. So highly recommend this one too. I'm gonna write all of these down below and link different places that you can find them. If they're on Kindle Unlimited, I'll let you know. If they're maybe in your libraries, check there. And then they're of course on Amazon and maybe some other Christian publishing sites. I'm in Canada, so I can't order from a lot of the American Christian sites. So Amazon, it really is my best place to get books for an affordable price. So those are the links I'll put down below. Thank you for watching. I have hundreds more books that I could recommend like this, so I will continue to do that. But these are my top 5 for now. So thanks for watching, guys. Beyond, well, spilled it. This poor book got coffee on it.